Good morning, welcome back. So, we will resume with ancient India, and I left you in between just for the festival reason. So, let's get started again. From where we have left the model, and that is the ancient Indian empire formation, that is the Mauryan Empire. So, last thing that we have discussed, as I can see on the screen, that this was a discussion regarding invasion of Alexander and establishment of Mauryan Empire. So how the conducive atmosphere was utilized by Chandragupta Maurya. When Alexander invaded, there was a total chaos in the northwestern part of this country. Nanda's governor and all the military already left the post. And there were all have a large scale internal conflict among the various states here at this point. So this is the reason why you can see the Mauryan Empire was easily formed by Chandragupta Maurya by taking the help of Chanakya. So according to Bishak Dutt, last thing that we have discussed, so according to Bishak Dutt in his book Mudra Rakshas, this is a drama written by Bishak Dutt, Mudra Rakshas. Bishak Dutt. This convey the point that how Mauryan Empire was established. I told you that there was a complete political vacuum in this region. But Alexander had to retreat back to Syria. So, taking advantage of this situation, Chandragupta, with the help of Chanakya, overthrew Nandas and established the Mauryan Empire. So, Mauryan Empire established by Chandragupta Maurya. So, once this region was captured by Chandragupta Maurya, and the Dhananand, he was the person who ruling at this point, Dhananand. The Dhananand was said to be a very tyrannical ruler. Tyrannical ruler means they had quite unpopularity there among the people. So therefore Dhananand had lost the support of the people, and therefore taking advantage of that, Chandragupta overthrew Nandas and established the Mauryan Empire and gradually entered into the entire Pan-India empire formation. So this is how the Bishak Dutt conveys the point that establishment of Mauryan Empire. Remember, Bishak Dutt, he is a poet who was there during the time of Gupta Empire. So he was there at the time of Gupta Empire. So almost there are 600 years gap between the Bishak Dutt and the Mauryan Empire establishment. So after 600 years, 323 BC, Mauryan Empire was established, and he was in the 480. So Bishak Dutt, it's almost around, you can say, 6.5 years of 650 years of gap. So 6 centuries of gap, and thereafter Bishak Dutt wrote that drama. So obviously there will be lots of miscalculation in understanding the circumstances. 600 years gap is a very big time. So many evidences were collected and then formed that Bishak Dutt Mudra Rakshas. So Dhanananda, 323 BC, Mauryan Empire was established by Chandragupta Maurya. So coming to the Mauryan Empire, we'll go slow because that was a revision point. Now we are coming into Mauryan Empire. Chandragupta was a ruler. Chandragupta Maurya. And Chanakya. was his prime minister. Chanakya is same as that of the Vishnugupta or the Kautilya. You can say Chanakya, the greatest political commentator, we call him Vishnugupta or Kautilya, the same person who wrote Arthashastra. Arthashastra. Arthashastra is a book of polity and governance. Polity and governance. So Chanakya, he became the prime minister. And Chanakya is also known as Vishnugupta or the Kautilya, who wrote Arthashastra. This is a book of polity and governance. Political statecraft, you can say polity or governance. If there will be an option in your examination, political statecraft, that is also correct. Political statecraft. So Arthashastra, written by Chanakya. So he was the mentor, he was the guide of Chandragupta Maurya. And Chanakya, he is known as the Machiavelli of India. Machiavelli, the biggest political commentator in Europe. So Machiavelli wrote that the prince and likewise the Kautilyas had Arthashastra. So I think there is a huge gap between Machiavelli and Kautilya's, but our historians compare both of them of being a very fantastic political commentator. So this is how you can say the Kautilya's as a Machiavelli of India. So Chandragupta Maurya. Let us understand the relation between Central Asian Empire, that is Syria, and the Indian Empire, that is Mauryans. So Syria and Mauryans. Syrians and the Mauryans. So when Syria, or you can say Indians, Dhananand, when India was ruled by Dhananand, Alexander was there in Syria. Alexander was there in Syria. Alexander invaded over India during the time of Dhananand. So now Dhananand was replaced by Chandragupta Maurya. And then Alexander was replaced by his military commander Seleucus. And Seleucus invaded over India. So Seleucus invaded over India during the time of Chandragupta Maurya. So the year of the invasion was 305 BC. So 305 BC, Seleucus, the ruler of Syria, invaded over India. After this invasion, the treaty was organized between Seleucus and Chandragupta Maurya. The treaty, there are certain terms of the treaty. After the invasion, the war, the treaty was organized to end the war. According to this treaty, entire Afghanistan was handed over to Mauryans. Entire Afghanistan was handed over to Mauryans. Afghanistan was under the Greek. So now Greek had handed over entire empire in the hands of the Mauryans. Now Mauryan empire extended to Hindu Kush. Right? So entire Afghanistan was handed over to the Mauryans. Second point, in return, बदले में क्या दिया? हाथी, elephants, 500 elephants. Chota elephant, Mota elephant, all types of elephant was handed over to Seleucus. Elephant लेके गया Syria. 500 elephants was handed over to Seleucus. Matrimonial alliance was established. Matrimonial alliance was established. So matrimonial alliance means the daughter of Seleucus was married to Chandragupta. That is a alliance made, and in order to strengthen the relation, and Megasthenes came to India as a Greek ambassador. Megasthenes came to India as a Greek ambassador. Megasthenes was staying in Patliputra. So these are the important 4 terms of the treaty. These are the 4 terms of the treaty. So how, after establishment of Mauryan Empire, you can see that these are the important points prescribed. 305 BC, Afghanistan, 500 elephants, Seleucus, matrimonial alliance. Megasthenes as a Greek ambassador came to India, the first Greek ambassador. So this is a main story behind the Chandragupta Maurya. And I hope you remember the last class I have discussed that during the time of Chandragupta Maurya, there was famine in Magad, and Chandragupta Maurya left the throne and then migrated to Sarbanbelgola, where he died in a proper Jaina fashion called Salekhna. Well, we are talking about the Jainism. We have discussed such thing. And then leading to the division of Jaina sung into 2 parts, that is Shwetambar and Digambar. So this is a story, this is a time during the time of Chandragupta Maurya. So after Chandragupta Maurya, the new ruler who came to the throne, his son Bindusar. and then Antiochus first. New ambassador Demicus. So here Antiochus first and here Bindusar. And Antiochus first appointed a new ambassador Demicus in the court of the Mauryans. Demicus in the court of Mauryans. Antiochus first replaced Seleucus in Syria, and here Bindusar replaced Chandragupta Maurya, and then Antiochus first appointed a new ambassador, that is Demicus. Demicus. Bindusar. Bindusar, he was son of Chandragupta Maurya. I told you that Chandragupta Maurya died in Sarvanbelgola, Salekhna. I hope you remember the last class and not in the festive mode, if still there. So I hope your people had come out from the festive mode and then you have revised your syllabus that we have discussed till the Jana. So Bindusar, he was follower of Ajivika sect. Ajivika sect. Ajivika were the same. You know, Ajivika was Niyativadi. Does not believe on the theory of karma, but believe in the theory of fate. So Ajivika sect, Bindusar. He was follower of Ajivika sect. Ajivika sect, Niyativadi. Ajivika, Niyativadi, fatalist. Fatalist. Niyativadi. Fatalist. During the time of Bindusar, there was revolt at Takshila. Revolt at Takshila. And Bindusar, you know, capital of the Mauryans, Patliputra. So Bindusar Bindusar, he sent Ashoka to suppress the revolt. Ashoka went there to suppress the revolt at Takshila. Bindusar had 100 sons, more than 100 sons. So out of the 100 sons, one of them was Ashoka. So Ashoka sent Ashoka was sent by Bindusar to suppress the revolt. Suppress the revolt. I told you that Bindusar had 100 sons. So Ashoka was sent to suppress the revolt at Takshila. After success of Ashoka, he was appointed governor of Ujjain. Ujjain. Governor of Ujjain. So after success of Ashoka in suppressing the revolt at Takshila, he was appointed as governor of Ujjain. So obviously, out of the 100 sons, Ashoka became very prominent. Because of this success, Ashoka became very prominent. Okay, so Bindusar, he was a founder of Ajivika sect. Ajivika sect is fatalist. I hope you attended the last class. The Jaina believe in theory of karma and Ajivika believe in fate. Bhagyavadi hai wo. Fatalist. So remind the last class, I have discussed the differences between all. So Jaina jo hai wo, that believe in theory of karma, and Ajivikas are fatalist. Bhagyavadi hai wo. Fatalist, believe in fate. Okay, so after success of suppressing the revolt at Takshila, Ashoka was appointed as a governor of Ujjaini. Revolt was suppressed by Ashoka. And after death of Bindusar, Ashoka became ruler. So now this is the beginning of the reign of the greatest monarch in Indian history. Ashoka became ruler after death of Bindusar. Look, everything that we read as a part of the history is a very recent. History of India actually is a very recent writing. We are writing about thousands of years back, but his writing is very recent. So about Ashoka, when we come to know that Ashoka was the greatest monarch in Indian history in ancient India, so this is also very recent. In 1837, you know, when the English East India Company was there in India, ruling over India. So in 1837, there was a person named James Prinsep. So James Prinsep, he found an inscription which was written in the Brahmani script. So he decoded that what is this Brahmini script and what is the meaning of that sentence. And then he came to know about the Ashoka, because Ashoka was writing many inscriptions in Brahmini script. Many languages he used. So when Brahmini script was decoded by James Prinsep, then we come to know about the Ashoka. This question was asked in prelims few years back. So we got to know about the Ashoka in 1837, when a British man, James Prinsep, he decoded Brahmini script. And Ashokan inscription was deciphered. Ashokan inscription was deciphered. So 1837, James Prinsep, he deciphered the Brahmini script, decoded the Brahmini script, and then Ashokan inscription was deciphered. Deciphered means you are able to read it, and then we come to know about Ashoka, that he is the greatest monarch in Indian history. Okay, fine. That was a nice pick. It's 1837. So all of you, it's audible, voice is clear. You people are able to note down all the facts. Of course, we are aware about the technique, methodology of each other. So I'm repeating many times a sentence so that you can prepare the notes. So 1837, James Prinsep decoded Brahmini script, and then we come to know about the Ashoka. Ashokan inscription was deciphered. So when Bindusar died, then Ashoka take 4 years time to grab the throne. 4 years time to grab the throne. So what he was doing in 4 years? He was fighting against his brother. He was involved in fratricidal war. So let us have a timeline of Ashoka, then you will have a more clarity about this thing. Bindusar, he died in 272 BC. And then Ashoka became king in 268 BC. Obviously, there are 4 years gap. 4 years gap. So, 4 years gap was enough. And then when Ashoka killed all his 99 brothers to grab the throne. So how cruel he was to grab the throne. Ashoka. Then Ashoka fought Kalinga war. (260 BC). Ashoka fought this war. Kaling means Orissa. Odisha. (260 BC). Why this war between Mauryans and the Kalinga? Kalinga was a very small state. Mauryans was a very huge state. Reason was that Mauryans had a very important port here. Tamarlipti. In Bangladesh now, Tamarlipti, Chatgaon. So Chatgaon, which was that time was known as Tamarlipti. Tamarlipti. This was a most important port of the Mauryans. So most important port of the Mauryans, that from Tamarlipti, the Mauryans had trade in South India, in Sri Lanka, in Southeast Asia. (260 BC). So Kalinga interfere in the trade. Kalinga interfere in the trade. (258 BC). Ashoka converted to Buddhism. He was very much moved by the horror of the Kalinga War. 1.5 lakh people died, 4.5 lakh became slave. You can understand how brutally he killed there. And thereafter he was very painful after looking such a horror. And thereafter he converted to Buddhism. Converted to Buddhism. 2 years' time he had taken in a silence after the Kalinga War. Then he organized Third Buddhist Council. I hope all of you can remember that. 250 BC. He organized Third Buddhist Council. So Third Buddhist Council was organized. Put this date only, right? Wherever it is written, you write this date only, right? Otherwise, we have to change 273 BC, 269 BC, 261 BC. So this is the correct date you mentioned. Wherever it is written, leave it. So you follow this date only, right? 261 means here you have to change 269, 273. So this is. So cause of the Kalinga War was trading interference. Trading interference of Kalinga from port of Tamarlipti of Mauryans. Port of Tamarlipti by Mauryans. So main reason was the trading interference of Kalinga in trade of Mauryans from the port of Tamerlipti. Tamerlipti is modern Chattagaon of Bangladesh. So Chattagaon recently was taken by China, but again India had taken that port under the command to develop it as a strategically very important to find the strategic Bay of Bengal. So Bindusar died 272 BC, Ashoka 268 BC, then 260 BC, 250 BC and 250 BC. And after that Ashoka went for Dhamyatra. Dhamyatra means wherever the place related to the Buddhism, Ashoka went there. And Ashoka had created a deep faith in the rise of Buddhism. So Dhamyatra means Ashoka went, after this third Buddhist council, Ashoka went for Dhamyatra. Dhamyatra means he visited all the places related to Buddhism, where Buddha born, where Buddha died, where Buddha attended enlightenment, all the places. So this is called Dhamyatra. Third Buddhist council. After that, Dhamyatra was started by Ashoka. Okay, so Bindusar to this. This is a timeline of the Ashoka, the greatest monarch in Indian history. Ashoka, I am telling you continuously that he is the greatest monarch in Indian history. The first thing that we need to observe here, that why he was great, because he wrote inscription. Ashokan inscription means he wrote something on rock, on pillars, on caves, and then people of the Mauryan Empire, they read it, they understand about the Mauryans. So therefore Ashokan inscription. So Ashoka wrote inscriptions. That means he directly addressed to the people. Ashokan inscription. He wrote 3 types of inscriptions: rock, pillar and caves. Rock, pillar and caves. 3 types of inscription he wrote: rock, pillar and caves. So rock inscriptions means there is a rock which was put on a plane and a polished like mirror, and then we started putting over something was written there. This is called edict. Inscription means the type of the writings on rock inscription, pillar inscription, cave inscription, types of writing on which you have written. Edict means whatever it is written there. So therefore there are 14 major rock edict. Ashoka wrote inscriptions on rock, on pillars and caves. So let us talk about rock or rock inscription. We have found rock inscription at many places. We have found rock inscription at many places. So now let us put on the map where we have found rock inscriptions. Let us put on the map. Let us make the bigger map. Not bad, but you feel like this is India. In Pakistan, we have the two places we have found the rock. Rock was polished like mirror, and Ashoka used to write on that rock something to address to the people directly. Address to the people directly. So we have found rock at Shahbazgarhi. Mansehra. Shahbazgarhi, Mansehra. Both are in Pakistan. Girnar. This is in Gujarat. Supara. In Maharashtra. Kalsi. In UK. Dholi and Jogad. In Odisha. Yeragudi. This is in Andhra Pradesh. Sannati, Karnataka. So these are the places we have found the Ashokan rock. These are the places we have found the Ashokan rock. Karnataka, Supara, Maharashtra, Girnar, Gujarat, Kalsi, UK. UK means Uttarakhand. Don't confuse with UK. Dholi and Jogad, Odisha. Yeragudi, Andhra Pradesh. Shahbazgarhi, Mansehra is in Pakistan. Last year there was question in prelims. If you open the last year question paper, we have So if you open the last year question paper, you can have these descriptions. Question from this segment. Yes, so rock inscription. So there are 9 places we have found the Ashokan rock. On each rock, there are 14 points. Now look at the differences. So each rock, there are 14 points. Suppose first point, non-violence towards the animal. So everywhere, first point having the same thing, non-violence towards the animal. So this is there are 14 points with different points. There are 14 points on each. How many rocks are there? 9. So 14 points are mentioned on rocks. So we call this is a major rock edict. MRE. This is 14. So major rock edict are 14. It is inscribed on how many rocks? 9. And each rocks, the arrangement is also same. If first point, non-violence towards animal, so in all the points having the same thing. All the rocks having the same first point. Right? So major rock edicts are 14. It is inscribed on how many rocks till date we have found? 9 rocks. So some are very important, like what is major rock edict first? First, MRE means major rock edict. There are small rocks also. We have some points, we call them minor, but major is major. So major rock edict first. Non-violence towards animal. Ashoka said that we must maintain non-violence towards animal. Major rock edict second. Name of the Sangam states. Name of the Sangam states. This is called Sangam states. We will discuss, we will talk Chola, Pandya, Satyaputra, Keralput. Ashoka's boundary was still Karnataka. Mauryan's boundary was still Karnataka. And below that is called Sangam state. But Mauryans had very good relations. So what are the Sangam states? This is mentioned in the major rock edict. Second, Chola, Pandya, Keralputra, and Satyaputra. These are the 4 states which is called Sangam states. That was in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. These are the 4 states. Keralputra is also known as Chera. Chera. Yes, all the rocks have the same 14 points. Copy paste. All the 14 points copied, pasted on 9 rocks. Copy paste. Understood? So this is how you can see the major rock edict first. Non-violence towards the animal. Major rock edict second. Name of the Sangam states. Major rock edict Third, respect to Brahmanas. Respect to Brahmanas. Respect to Brahmanas. Major Edict 12. We are talking some important, not all. So Major Edict 12. Listen this Major Edict 12 very carefully. Ashoka said that if you glorify your religion, and in order to glorify your religion, if you demonize the other's religion, ultimately you are harming your religion. So that was a brilliant statement made by Ashoka in Major Edict 12. If in order to glorify your religion, you demonize the religion of others, then ultimately you demonize your religion only. Ultimately you are harming your religion only. Okay, so this is a brilliant sentence made by Ashoka in the Major Edict 12. Then respect to all religions. Respect to all religions. Means in order to glorify your religion, you demonize others. Ultimately you are harming your religion. One day it will backfire to you, and ultimately you are harming your religion. Okay, then Major Edict 13th. This is longest. This is longest. Because in Major Edict 13, we have so many things. Longest means there are 3-4 points. What are the things we have in the Major Edict 13th? Disaster, devastation of Kalinga War. Devastation of Kalinga War. Ashoka's foreign relations. Foreign relations. And again, name of the Sangam states. Devastation of Kalinga War, Ashoka's foreign relations, and name of the Sangam states. Longest. Foreign relations means Ashoka had relation with the entire Africa to Central Asia. From Egypt to Libya, Egypt, Syria, many countries Ashoka had the foreign relations. So Ashoka was great in establishing the foreign relations. Major Edict 13 and Major Edict 14 said that put all these edicts everywhere. Instruction to officers. Instruction to officers to put this edict everywhere on the rock. The people should come to know about the ideology of the Mauryan state, about the personal viewpoint of Ashoka. That is what his purpose was, putting the dot on the rocks. Is it okay to know? I hope all of you got to know about this is a very complex term. Normally students, they skip this thing just because there is a lack of clarity in understanding thought, but these only things you need to understand. Sangam state are an independent state, not in the Mauryan Empire. Right? So Sangam state was an independent state and it was not part of the Mauryan Empire. But Ashoka or Mauryan king had a very good relation with the Sangam state. So obviously it was very important because Mauryans take spices from here to sell to the Romans. Sangam state was separate, independent, but had a very strong credentials with the Mauryan Empire. Strong credentials to the Mauryan Empire. Chola, Pandya, Satyaputra and Keralputra. So this is Ashokan rock. Now I'm come to the Ashokan pillar. Ashokan pillar. Important points is that instruction to the officers about placement of edict at various parts of the empire. Okay. Now come to the Ashokan pillar. Ashokan pillar. There are few places where Ashoka have the pillars also. Pillars, Ashoka placed the pillars mainly in northern India. Mainly the pillar was placed in northern India. So what are the places where Ashoka, like that we have counted the number of rocks. There are 10 places where Ashokan pillar was formed. Look at the how Ashoka built the pillar. This is a large stone peak and there is a capital. So here we have the base. This is called shaft and this is called capital. Shaft is different from capital. Capital was attached to shaft. And shaft, there are many points written there. Many points written there. Many points written there on shaft. Seven points written there, the shaft. 7 points was written there on shaft. So the places where we have found the capital, look, Rumindei Nigali Sagar, Loria Areraj, Loria Nandangar and Rampurba. Delhi Topra, Delhi Meerut, ASS, Allahabad, Sanchi, Sarnath. These are the places I am putting now in an elaborate manner. Just I have put the words so that you can easily get into what I said. Rumindei. Rumindei, this is in Nepal. Rumindei Nigali Sagar. Loria Ariraj. Rampurba. Allahabad Sanchi Sarnath. This is in Nepal. This is in Bihar. Topra is in Haryana and Meerut, UP. Meerut, UP. Topra, Haryana, Meerut, UP. It was brought to Delhi by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. It was brought to Delhi by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. It was brought to Delhi by Firoz Shah Tughlaq for beautification of Delhi. Originally found in Haryana, originally found in UP, it was brought to Delhi for beautification of Delhi. Allahabad, UP, Sanchi, MP, and Sarnath is in UP. So you remember this mnemonics? These are the places where we have found the rock. These are the places where we have found the rock. Allahabad, Sanchi, Sarnath. Rumindei, Nigali Sagar, Loria Raz, Loria Nandangarh, Rampurba, Delhi Topra, Delhi Meerut. So there is soft, there is a capital. Most of the capital are having the single animal like bull, like rock, horse, like peacock, animal or birds. So most of the pillars had single animal or single birds. Bird are there on each pillar. Most of the pillars. But capital of Sarnath pillar is highly decorated. Sarnath pillar is highly decorated. Sarnath pillar is highly decorated. Capital of Sarnath pillar is highly decorated. So if you look at the capital of Sarnath pillar, You can roughly make it like there is an inverted lotus. A lotus flower you put upside down, inverted lotus. There is a strip on that lotus. And then 4 lines sitting back to back. 4 lines sitting back to back. This is line. Crowning line. Remember, line never smile. So crowning line. Sitting back to back, and this entire structure was surrounded, attached to shaft. So this is inverted lotus. This portion is called abacus, the strip above the abacus, and this is a 4 line sitting back to back, crowning line sitting back to back. On abacus, there is animal, then 24 spoke, then animal, then 24 spoke. Animal, 24 spoke. Animal, and then 24 spoke. 24 spoke wheel. Animal and 24 spoke. Animal is bull, then 24 spoke, then horse, 24 spoke, then elephant, 24 spoke, and then lion. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. This is a beauty of Sarnath pillar. This is the beauty of Sarnath pillar. BHEL. And then government India had adopted its emblem. Satyamev Jayate was put here. Mundak Upanishad, Satyamev Jayate. So Satyamev Jayate was put there. The word is taken from Mundak Upanishad. 4 line. So abacus. This strip is called abacus. So BHEL in series. In series means in circle, right? So if in examination it come HELB, then it is also correct. So we have to choose. So 7. So major pillar edict, how many number? 7. It is inscribed on how many pillars? 10. 10 pillars. It is inscribed on how many pillars? 10. 10 pillars. So this is need not to know about all the pillars. Important rock I have already told you. So major pillar edict. Caves. Caves were built in Bodh Gaya. बोध गया. बोध गया in Bihar. Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Caves were built in Bodh Gaya. There are two hills in Barabar Hills and Nagarjuni Hills. Barabar Hills and Nagarjuni Hills. Barabar Hills and Nagarjuni Hills, both are in Bihar. So Ashok and Dasrath they constructed caves. They constructed caves and it was donated to Ajivika sect. It was donated to Ajivika sect. Ashok and Dasrath, they constructed caves and it was donated to Ajivika sect. Ajivika sect. Ajivika's saint, they lived in caves. So these two places, Ashok constructed cave. Cave was so beautiful in design. The entrance was decorated with woods. Entrance was decorated with woods. There was natural lighting system. Even in the cave there was a light. So reflection method was used. The sun get reflected with the polished wall and there was a light inside the cave. So there was natural lighting system. Natural lighting system. Okay, so Ajivika sect. Caves. Satyamev Jayate is not mentioned in the original Ashokan pillar. Satyamev Jayate was later on photoshopped by Government of India. And Satyamev Jayate word is taken from Mundak Upanishad. Right? So original Ashokan pillar there is no Satyamev Jayate. But when it was selected as a emblem of India, Government of India, then Satyamev Jayate was what later on put into. Some other places we have minor rock edict. Minor rock edict like Maski, Gurjara, Nittur, many places. And here in this manor aqueduct, we have the name Ashoka. He had a title Devnam Piya or Piyadasi, beloved of God. Piyadasi. So Ashoka, Devnam Piya or Piyadasi, this word, the title of Ashoka, it is mentioned in the major aqueduct, minor aqueduct. Minor aqueduct. Capital means this is the three parts of the Mauryan pillar. This is called base, this is called shaft, and this is called capital. Shaft. Capital. So original Ashokan pillar, there is no Satyamev Jayate. So this is the word related to the Ashokan inscription. Now come to the Ashoka was great because he spoke to the people directly by the means of inscription, and I told you that there are three types of inscription Ashoka wrote. This is a rock, pillar and caves. Ashoka used 4 script to talk to the people. Brahmini script, Kharosthi, Greek and Aramaic. These 4 script Ashoka used, and the language was Prakrit. Prakrit language, and script was, so Brahmini script left to right, Kharosthi right to left, and these both are left to right. So Brahmini script written left to right, Kharosthi right to left, and Greek and Aramaic we have the left to right. Brahmini script. Brahmini script is mother of all the script except Indus script. So you can understand the importance of Brahmini script. It is mother of all the script except Indus script. Mother of all the script except Indus script. So language was used Prakrit. Ashoka's Dhamma. Look, in entire India, Prakrit was common language during Ashoka. So in entire India, there were different types of religion, cult, culture. So therefore, Ashoka tried to synchronize them, and this is called synthesis of various religions, and this is called Dhamma. So Ashoka was first monarch in Indian history who started cultural unity of India. I think handwriting is, anybody on this earth can read this handwriting. So I don't think it's a problem. I hope all of you can read that writing at least. And I'm speaking continuously also. So nobody can earth. Ashoka's Dhamma. Ashoka's Dhamma, this is synthesis of various religious and cultural ideas. Religious and cultural. I spoke religious, you can write religious by looking that. You want to have the spelling of religious? So synthesis of religious and cultural ideas. Ashoka, synthesis of all religious and cultural ideas. Synthesis of religious and cultural ideas. What is Ashoka's Dhamma? It is synthesis of all religious and cultural ideas. It was moral code of conduct. Moral code of conduct. It was moral code of conduct. That is how a person should behave. The behavioral pattern of Ashoka, of people. Ashoka laid down the behavioral pattern of people, a moral code of conduct of the people. Moral code of conduct of the people. So behavioral pattern of the people. Do's and don'ts means moral code of conduct. What you need to do and what you don't need to do. That is what is moral code of conduct. So whatever Ashoka preached, that became the basis of the modern fundamental right and fundamental duties. So this is a fundamental right and duties of the people. Fundamental right and duties of the people. Fundamental right and duties of the people. Ashoka's Dhamma. Fundamental right and duties of the people. Ashoka defined the relation between king and the people. Ashoka defined the relation between king and people. Define the relation between people to people. Define the relation between people to people. Ashoka said, people should involve in many good deeds. People should get involved in many good deeds. Means you have to always be dutiful, more concerned, responsible. So many good deeds. People should be involved in many good deeds. And lesser evils, lesser mistake. Lesser mistake. So many good deeds and lesser mistakes. गलती कम से कम होना चाहिए, लेसर मिस्टेक्स, एंड अच्छा से अच्छा काम करना चाहिए, मेनी गुड डीड्स. दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ धम्मा. मेनी गुड डीड्स एंड लेसर मिस्टेक्स. अशोका सेड, बहुकयाने. बहुकयाने means many good deeds. Lesser evils means apashineva. Many good deeds and lesser evils means apashineva. This is a Prakrit word. Bahukayani means many good deeds. Prakrit word. Apashineva means lesser mistake. Lesser evils. Mistake means evils. So many good deeds and lesser evils. Apashineva. So Ashoka is trying to create the moral society, very responsive society. Therefore he preached, he advocated Dhamma, so that there should not be any conflict in the society, and then integration of the Mauryan Empire should remain. So these are the fundamentals, and by Dhamma, Ashoka wanted to unite the Mauryan society. Unite the Mauryan society. By Dhamma, Ashoka wanted to unite the Mauryan society. Ashoka wanted to avoid the conflict. By Dhamma, Ashoka wanted to avoid the conflict and to unite the Mauryan society. Ashoka wanted to avoid the conflict and to unite the Mauryan society. So this is Ashoka's Dhamma. So Prakriti is a common language during the Ashoka's time. So Ashoka used 4 scripts: Brahmani, Kharoshthi, Greek, Aramaic. Brahmani script is mother of all the script except Indus script. Indus Valley civilization, they had a pictographic. So mother of all the script except Indus script. And then Ashoka's Dhamma. I discussed you about the Dhamma. So I hope all of you have noted down the important part of the Dhamma. Noted down the important part of the Dhamma. So by Dhamma, Ashoka wanted to unite the Mauryan Empire. Ashoka wanted to avoid the conflict, religious conflict, lingual conflict. India always been a diverse country. Not today. Ever since the civilization had become, diversity is there. But there's, along with diversity, there is coexistence. So no doubt in this that Mauryan Empire had created the atmosphere of coexistence with the policy of Dhamma. With the policy of Dhamma. Ashoka appointed Dhamma Mahamatra Dhamma Mahamatra administrative officer. He was administrative officer. Administrative officer. I hope you can write, otherwise I have to write completely. So administrative officer for propagation of Dhamma. Propagation of Dhamma. Administrative officer for propagation of Dhamma. Ashoka did not appointed Buddhist monk. Ashoka did not appointed Buddhist monk. Did not appointed Buddhist monk. Rather, Ashoka appointed a secular officer, administrative officer for projection of Dhamma. For projection of Dhamma. Propagation of Dhamma. Propagation of Dhamma. So Dhamma Mahamatra. After death of Ashoka, disintegration of Mauryan Empire had started. Disintegration of Mauryan Empire had started. After death of Ashoka, Mauryan Empire was divided in two parts. Western side, eastern side. The western part of the empire, it was ruled by Kunal. He was son of Ashoka. And the eastern side of the empire, Mauryan Empire was till here only. This is a Sangam state. So eastern side of empire was ruled by Dasrath. Dasrath was grandson of Ashoka. Grandson of Ashoka. So Kunal and Dasrath. Grandson of Ashoka. Last Mauryan ruler, the empire disintegrated because of the weak successor. So last Mauryan ruler was Brihadrath. Brihadrath. Last Mauryan ruler was Brihadrath. He was killed by his own general Pushyamitra Shunga. He was military commander of the Mauryans. He was military commander of the Mauryans. He killed Brihadrath. Military commander of the Mauryan Empire, Pushyamitra Shunga, killed Brihadrath. And he established Shunga dynasty. Shunga dynasty. He established Shunga dynasty. Is it okay to all of you? Are you able to write now? I think it's finer now. Those who are not able to write, I think it's fine now. And hopefully you have noted all the points. You people had noted all the points. So last, Brihadrath. Now come to the Mauryan administration. Mauryan state was monarchy. Monarchy. So monarchy always despotic monarchy. Despotic means control of the people. Nirankush. The control on the people. Control on the people. Despotic monarchy. It was a centralized state. It was welfare state. Monarchical, centralized welfare state. Welfare state. Centralized state. It was welfare state. King always for the people. Welfare state. According to Kautilya's Arthashastra, I told you Arthashastra was written by Kautilya. According to Kautilya's Arthashastra, this is a book of polity and governance. The book of polity and governance. According to Kautilya's Arthashastra, the state was based on Saptang ideology. State was based on Saptang ideology. The 7 limbs of the state. Kautilya's are same as that of the Chanukyas, as that of the Vishnugupta. Arthashastra this was found in 1904 by R. Samashastri. In Oriental Library, Mysore. So the manuscript of Arthashastra it was found in 1904 by R. Samashastri in Oriental Library, Mysore. Oriental Library, Mysore. And thereafter, the study was made and many important information about the Mauryan empires was found out. Saptang ideology. There are 7 limbs of the state. Seven limbs of the state. There are 7 limbs. 7 limbs, important organs. So 7 limbs of the state. Raja, Amatya, Durg, Kosh, Bal, Mitra and Janpad. These are the 7 limbs of the state as per Kautilya's Arthashastra. Raja, Amatya, Durg, Kosh, Bal, Mitra and Janpad. Raja means king. Amatya means ministers. Durg means fort. Kosh means treasury. Bala means force. Mitra means friend. And Janpad means territory. So Raja, king. Amatya means ministers. Durg means fort. Fort. Fort means control. Kosh is treasury. Bala is force. Military. Military. Mitra is friend. Who is your friend? Enemy is enemy. This is your state. Next state is your enemy. And the next state is your friend. So enemy's enemy is your friend. Enemy's enemy is your friend. And Janpad means territory. Janpad means territory. Territory. So these are the 7 essentials of the state. According to Kautilya's. The state was divided in provinces. State was divided in provinces. Uttarapath. Dakshinapath. Kaling. And Avantipath. Uttarapath So there are 7 essentials of the state, 7 limbs of the state. Raja, Amatya, Durg, Kosh, Bal, Mitra and Janpad. King, ministers, fort. Durg means fort. Then we have Kosh means treasury. Bal means military force. Mitra means friend and Janpad means territory. Uttarapath, the capital is Takshila. Suvarnagiri. Toshali and Ujjain. And this is Patliputra. Patliputra. So Avantipath, Kalinga, Dakshinapath and Uttarapath. This is the capital of the Mauryan Empire, Patliputra, and this is capital of the provinces. So Asoka's Dhamma. Actually, Asoka, the question one student has, can it be assumed that Asoka wanted to build his separate religion? Or he was ardent follower of Buddhism, and he did tremendous contribution in the spirit of Buddhism. So Dhamma is not Buddhism or a religion. It is ideology of the state. Ashoka just asking the people that what is your duty towards your family, what is your duty towards your society, what is duty towards your state. So Ashoka just pointing out the duties and roles and responsibility of each one, including the king, so that if you know the duties, there will be no conflict. Conflict only when you interfere without knowing your work. So therefore Ashoka wanted to avoid the conflict by making everybody very much responsible. And this is how he defined the Dhamma. So it was not a separate religion. It was not a separate religion. Alexander invaded over India, and Alexander's army wanted to return back to Syria. It is a long distance from Syria. As secondary, the centralized system of India was very strong at that time. Although Dhananand was there, but Dhananand was a very strong ruler. Alexander was able to defeat the rulers of Northwest, but at the same time it was not easy for him to cross the Indus. So his army was actually suffering through huge homesickness. All the soldiers were Greek. Alexander did not create the soldiers in India. So therefore, he had no idea but to return back to Syria. This Patliputra, this is also known as, but it is a centralist authority. So Patliputra, it is known also as a Prachya Pradesh. Prachya Pradesh. Right? So this is not a province, but it was a center, capital of the Mauryan Empire. So Prachya Pradesh is also known as Patliputra as the capital. So provinces were 4, and the Prachya Pradesh was centrally administered area by Mauryans with the capital Patliputra. Sometimes we count, then it became 5, but it's only 4. Administration, according to Kautilya's judicial administration, Mauryans had divided civil court and the criminal court. Criminal court. Civil court was known as Dharmasthya, and criminal court was known as Kantak Shodhan. Dharmasthya or Kantak Shodhan. This is a family court, monetary involvement, currency, land dispute, family dispute, and criminal court was that is the dealt with the criminal affair. There was provision of capital punishment. Capital punishment. There was provision of capital punishment. Capital punishment. But Brahmanas were exempted from capital punishment. Brahmanas were exempted from capital punishment. Brahmanas' privilege was continued. during the time of Mauryans, the Brahmanas' privilege was continued, right? And therefore, the capital punishment was simply for the others, not for the Brahmanas. So, Brahmanas were exempted from capital punishment. In civil court, monetary punishment was given. Monetary punishment was given. Sometimes you have to do labor for the state, forced labor. Labor for the state, forced labor. Forced labor. So either you have to pay the money or you have to do services to the state. Forced labor, visti. Visti is a forced labor. What is forced labor? It is known as visti. Visti is forced labor. The word visti is referred as forced labor. So Mauryans had divided the administration of judiciary in two parts, civil court and criminal court. Forced labor. Script, I told you they wrote 4 script. Brahmani script, Kharosthi script, Greek and Aramaic, right? Brahmani script was written left to right, Kharosthi is right to left, ऐसे लिखते उल्टा, left to right, Greek and Aramaic, and the language was Prakrit. So we'll see you after the break. We'll see you after the break for 1 hour, then we'll drive back to our work.